There exists a kind of man who lingers like incense in the memory of a woman long after he has stepped beyond her gaze, not because he pursued her, not because he bent to fulfill her every desire, but because he cannot be possessed. He is mystery made flesh, a citadel of solitude, a man tethered to something deeper than her beauty, unmoved by her moods, untouched by the threat of her leaving. He is not numb to love, nor frozen like a ghost in flesh. He simply stands unclaimed. In Jungian language, he has become whole. He is plunged into the abyss of himself, faced the beasts in his dark, and returned not broken, but forged. This is the man, this sovereign flame of masculinity, who stirs the ancient ache within the feminine, a yearning that knows no conquest. Jung spoke of archetypes, forces buried in the masculine soul. There are four that govern his depths: the king, the warrior, the magician, and the lover. These are not roles worn like costumes, but primal energies, to be awakened, balanced, and wielded with precision. The king breathes order, vision, and calm command. He does not rule by fear. His presence alone is law. The warrior is relentless, unyielding, not cruel, but a man who answers duty's call, no matter how the world judges. The magician sees what others miss. He holds the hidden wisdom, detached from public illusion, because he peers into truths unseen. And the lover, he is fire and feeling, sensual, alive. He welcomes intimacy, yet kneels to no altar of infatuation. The man who unites these four needs no mask, no performance. He simply arrives, and his presence says what no words, no text, no flattery ever could. It is a language older than speech, the silent force of a man who has come home to himself. Modern men have been led astray, taught that the key to her heart is the softness of submission. Be pleasant, be predictable, be endlessly open. Never disrupt her comfort, always be available, always nod yes. But this does not ignite passion. It suffocates it. It molds men into shadows of themselves, awaiting permission to exist. And though this may earn brief affection, it murders desire. For the more she can steer you, the less she trusts you to steer your world. The more she breaks your frame, the more she must become what you abandoned, the container you refuse to be. And this drains the breath from her longing. Women do not lose desire because men are too sharp. They lose it when men grow too dull. The feminine, in its wildest form, is chaos. It is emotion unbound, water without walls, fire without a hearth. It is not meant to still. It moves like a storm-fed river, pushing against the banks, asking, will you hold? And here lies a secret Jung hinted at, though never named outright. A woman does not test to rule over you. She tests to feel the strength of your spine. If you collapse, her trust erodes. If you react, her respect fades. But if you stand unmoved, not as performance but as truth embodied, she softens, not in defeat, but in sacred relief. For now she feels contained, not controlled, not silenced, but truly held. This is not some relic of patriarchy, nor a call to domination. This is not game or tactic. This is the ancient rhythm of masculine and feminine in sacred dance. The man she cannot tame is not cruel. He is complete. He does not need her applause, for he already owns his soul. He does not fear her chaos. He has made peace with his own. He does not bow for approval. He lives aligned with something holy, truth, purpose, inner law. And this is why he draws others like gravity. He does not seek to pull. He becomes the center, around which everything else moves. Understand this above all. Women do not fall for cruelty. They fall for clarity. It is not recklessness that makes a man dangerous, but his stillness under fire. He does not lose himself in her emotions. He does not seize control to feel secure. Jung would say he has embraced his inner anima, the sacred feminine within. He no longer casts his hunger upon the women he desires. He does not need her to mother him or heal his brokenness. He has met the feminine within, wrestled with her in the dark, understood her shape, and honored her flame. So when she arrives, emotional, seductive, and wild, he meets her not with need, not with fear, but with calm leadership. And in that container, she finds something rare: masculine safety without submission. The man who cannot hold his shape, who trades truth for harmony, and shrinks beneath her storm, will never awaken deep desire. He may light, he may even be loved in a quiet, maternal way, but he will not be desired. Because desire is not born from dominance, it is born from power, not the power that conquers, but the one that need not conquer at all. And the only man she can surrender to is the one who does not ask for ownership, yet refuses to be owned. This is the sorrow of the modern nice guy. He does everything by the book, yet finds himself forgotten, abandoned, or betrayed. Why? Because at his core he is not kind. He is frightened. Frightened to draw a line, frightened to walk alone, frightened to be seen as selfish, frightened to lose his mask for truth. And women, even if they cannot name it, sense that fear, the void of grounded masculine presence, the hollow where integrity should live. And when that emptiness grows, the bond decays into resentment, nagging, and silence, because she cannot rise beside a man forever beneath her. In the alchemy of lust, you are drawn into the forgotten science of sexual transmutation. Once the path of monks, warriors, kings, and creators, the man she cannot command is not a beast of domination. He is rarer still, a sovereign flame. He has claimed his own kingdom within, passed through storms, and made peace with both pain and power. He may love, he may feel deeply, but he will never be reshaped into what he is not. And this is what makes him sacred and terrifying. He wounds, and yet he heals. He is the immovable peak she crashes against, screams at, weeps before, and always returns to, because he never shifts, never sways. He is not desired because he is hers, but because he never truly can be. To become the man she cannot bend is not to become cold or closed or numb. It is to root yourself like a great oak in the storm, not pleading for calm, but unshaken by the chaos. This man does not wear bravado or hide behind stone silence. He feels, but he does not break. He listens, but he is not ruled. He gives, but never from self-abandonment. And this is the true ascent, not the art of seduction, but the mastery of self, so complete that her approval becomes luxury, not lifeline. The first principle of this path is boundaries, not walls of fear, not threats wrapped in pride, but sacred edges, where the man ends and the world begins. In Jungian thought, a man without boundaries has yet to embrace his shadow. The parts he banished because they did not feel good. The nice guy hides his fire, his hunger, his boldness. He trades truth for peace. But the whole man makes peace with his edge. He does not erupt, but he holds power. He does not strike, but he will not be struck without consequence. His no holds weight. His yes is not for sale. And women feel this in their bones, because in her wildest nature, she cannot trust a man with no blade, not because she wants harm, but because she needs to know he can protect himself. The second principle is detachment, not the cold silence of apathy, but the sovereignty of emotion. Most men collapse, not from lack of feeling, but from drowning in it. They crave reassurance. They thirst for touch. They depend on her presence until she becomes air, and they forget how to breathe without her. But there comes a moment in every man's path when he must stop asking how to be wanted and begin asking how to become worthy, not in the eyes of others, but in the echo chamber of his own soul. This is where boys dissolve and men begin, not through applause, but through silence, through the hard-earned peace of standing alone, without needing to be seen. The masculine is not proven in conquest, but in containment, not in how many women want him, but in how deeply he wants nothing. For desire, untethered from discipline, is a wildfire, but desire, held in stillness, becomes transmutation, and in that restraint, his energy rises from root to crown, no longer seeking to enter her body, but to penetrate the world with purpose. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to join the TrueAvalon Kingdom.